the Arizona Cardinals are rebuilding. And we know we're going to look forward to the draft. And we know free agency is coming up. But we also need to start looking at possible trade candidates. We know Monty Ossenfort, when he gets in the zone, that man just cooks. And so I think we're going to see a couple good trades. Mostly draft probably. But here are 5 possible trade candidates for the Arizona Cardinals. Starting off, L'Jarius Sneed. Sneed has been franchise tagged by the Chiefs, but with the option that he can return to Kansas City or he can reevaluate and look for a trade. And it's really who's going to give him more money. And I think Sneed would be a perfect player for here in Arizona. I think we absolutely need a corner, and we have the funds to pay him. And not only that, he is arguably the best corner in this league. Value would be a little tricky, I won't lie. Sneed is, like I said, arguably the best corner. So what do you really give up? I give up 2 seconds. Our second this year and our second next year. I feel like that'd be fair. I feel like the Chiefs would probably want the 27th overall pick, but I feel like 2 twos is fair. Maybe throw in a 4th or something, but if he's on the move, I think the Cardinals should be making some phone calls. I have Steffon Diggs. Steffon Diggs has been rumored to have problems with the Bills this whole season, and it's been rumored that he wants out. And I think the Cardinals, a 2nd and a 4, or something along that lines, to bring in a receiver like Steffon Diggs would be absolutely huge. Get Kyler Murray a true number 1 receiver and still have our young guys have time to grow. And I think that would immediately make this offense a huge threat and really give us more of an opportunity to focus on defense in the draft. But I think the move would make a lot of sense. And plus, I would not mind to see Steffon Diggs in a Cardinals jersey. We almost had it when we got DeAndre Hopkins. A video surfaced of him in a Cardinals shirt, but it just didn't happen. We got Hop instead. I'm not complaining, though. But I think Diggs would just really fit well in this Cardinals scheme. And I feel like him and Kyler could ball out. Then at 3, I have Jonathan Allen. The Cardinals need defensive line. There's talks of us making moves on that in free agency and in the draft. But Jonathan Allen, I think, would be the solidified defensive tackle that the Cardinals need. And I think having that upfront rush, while we still have young edge rushers developing, could be dangerous for this defense. And I do think that we can maybe get him for a 2 and a 5. I mean, he is a really good defensive lineman, and so usually the price ain't easy. But I feel like a 2 and a 5 is fair. And then I have the Minnesota Vikings. Kind of makes no sense when I say it like that, but I think the Cardinals are going to trade the Minnesota Vikings if we end up trading in this draft. And I think the Cardinals will have a chance at sending that number 4 overall pick to Minnesota to take a quarterback. Now, we know the Minnesota Vikings hold the 11th overall pick, and the Cardinals hold the 4th. That is 7 selections in between. So what is the value we need? We'd obviously need their pick this year. Their first round pick next year, and probably a 2nd or 3rd. Just because if they want their guy and they didn't feel like they can find that free agency, if they want their quarterback and they're calling us, we have to fleece them for whatever we can get. And 2 firsts at the minimum, and I still think a 2nd or a 3rd. But they want their guy that bad, and we're willing to trade back. We need our value. And we need a little bit of time to recollect and figure out what we're going to do at 11. And I feel like that's a fair trade for a team that is looking for their guy and that the Cardinals hold the golden ticket to. But that is purely based on Kirk Cousins leaving, which it's looking questionable right now. So we'll see. And last but not least, Marshawn Lattimore. I think it'd make sense. Like I said, I know I already said L'Jarius Sneed, but corner is such a massive need. And Garrett Williams, we have no idea how he's gonna develop. So I think the Cardinals really want to go offensive line with that 2nd first round pick. we go out and we get someone like Marshawn Lattimore that we can trade with the Saints for. I don't think his value is as high as people would probably think. I think the Cardinals can get away with a third and a fourth. Be fair. I don't think we'd have to give up much more. But I think the move makes sense on both sides. The Saints need to unload some cap. The Cardinals need a cornerback. I think it just makes sense. And I would love to see Marshawn Lattimore in Cardinal red. But that's just me. Let me know down below your guys' thoughts. Do you have any other trade candidates in mind? Or do you agree or disagree with mine? Let me know down below. And be sure to hit that like and sub button. And with that being said, I'll see you on the next one.